So, Happy New Year and welcome back to the 51st episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast. With me, Elias.
And me, Robert.
And Yaz.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
So,
on this episode, we will be talking about...
like, what to
draw.
what to.
Yeah, so we're going to discuss about what to draw when you're sort of like all out. We thought that was like a good way to start the year.
Yeah. And we're not going to tell you what to draw. We're just going to tell you guys how we go about to draw. So, yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Kick it. 2018. Let's go. Light speed.
Nope. I was like, oh, we weren't supposed to go to light speed.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook heroes, imagination burning. Sketchbook heroes, sketchbook hero pick up. Sketchbook heroes, they don't seem to have any line.
And we're back. So, dude, how was the new year?
This is a new year. It was good. It was really good, actually. Normally, I don't like celebrating New Year's. I think it's overrated, and it normally always is.
Sounds like Christmas.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I'm sorry for the old negative tone all the time.
We
but
really love it.
Yeah. I think it comes with, like, old age.
Yeah.
Like, once you're past 30, you're just sick of it all. You've done it too many times. But this year was great. Like I mentioned last time, we were going to go to a special place and celebrate like in a more fancy type way. So Anna had sort of told me that her and her friends had already bought tickets for this thing, and I had to buy tickets. I got a ticket, and it was, what was it called? Wonderland blah blah something. But so Wonderland theme. So Alice in Wonderland meets Stockholm on New Year's, pretty much. And I wasn't sure like how much all in I was supposed to go with the whole dressing up.
Yeah.
And but yeah, after like looking up a little bit of information about this thing, I noticed that there was like people were full on in with the whole disguise or costume. And it was insane. Like, I watched my Instagram sort of story clips.
Yeah.
I was really, really drunk, but like in every clip, I'm like, holy fuck, this is so cool. Oh my God. Like you just see more and more people showing up with like these insane fucking outfits from like all types of places. I don't know. I can't even begin to explain.
Yeah, that there would be such an interest.
Yeah, like it was some sort of mix between 1600 ballroom type thing with like, you know, Eyes Wide Shut type masks and stuff like that, Venetian stuff with full-on Alice in Wonderland costumes as well, with people dressing up as actual rabbits.
So like Victorian type of...
Yeah. It was really cool.
But was there people there without? You know, because that feels like that would be the odd man out. Like, I have a T-shirt and a blazer.
It was it was a good mix.
Okay.
Like, because me and Anna, like, I had a mask on. It was kind of simple. The mask itself was really simple. It looked creepy, but it was simple. And Anna went like full makeup, like more fancy type makeup, and we sort of stood out. But her friends, we went with 3 of her friends as well. They were just in normal dresses, like not really like, super fixed up, other than the normal type of super fixed up.
Yeah.
So they still looked really good, but it was just being normal. Going out to more of a fancy dinner type dress. So it was a good blend between everything. And a lot of booze, champagne, and dancing, and
booze and champagne and dancing.
yeah. I've got the wounds as
really?
proof. Yeah,
Nice.
So I don't remember dancing that much, but I think I did. But yeah, no, it was really fun, really cool. I really recommend it. If you are in Stockholm, go for the Nalen New Year celebration. It was really cool. It was a bit pricey. It was 400 crowns for the ticket just to get in.
I think that's fine though.
But I think it was worth it.
What does that include? Like the
it
ticket?
doesn't include anything. That's the entrance
there you
for
go. Okay,
being,
so
there's a show. Like there's a big show as well, which was
that's
really cool.
Included, at least, yeah.
With like acrobats and musicians and a lot of cool stuff. So like you were partying a bit and then somebody announces no food.
Oh, there was no food.
If you wanted food, it'd be like 1,000 something. Like it's a pretty pricey venue, I guess. So,
but it's an event, so I think it's kind
of and it was like a lot of people. Not too much. You could still move around and dance without being stressed about not being able to breathe. You could also find like a table to stand by if you wanted to have a drink in in peace. And they also had different rooms to be in and stuff. It was really nice. So definitely cool. And also just the whole day before the event was great. Me and Anna we really spent the whole day just fixing everything with the costumes until we went out to the pre-party.
Yeah, please tell that one because that was really nice, I thought, when you told it.
Yeah, no, it's just because obviously it was a masquerade. I've been working really way too much. I didn't have time to go out really looking or planning for a costume. So what I did was I bought one of those blank white ugly masks that you can get in pretty much any hobby shop that you're supposed to pimp out yourself. So I got one of those and sort of just went from there, like thinking, what can I do with this just piece? It's a paper mask with a little bit like the furry type of texture on it, so that was the only thing I had. And then I went from there thinking, okay, I need like a black suit. I just want to look nice with a bow tie. And I had the bow tie. I needed a new jacket. So I went to Myronas, just a second-hand shop. I got 2 new jackets and a silver shirt for 350 crowns. And like the jacket fit me perfectly. It was like Italian custom, like I don't know. Somebody must have died in it or something, but it was like 100 crowns for it.
That fits you well, though.
It fits perfect. Like it was made for me. It was insane. So I got all that, and then I spent like the whole before the night before New Year's. I couldn't really sleep, so I sort of started planning my mask in my head. And then came up with this idea of doing like a more badass version of the White Rabbit, but the polar opposite. So instead of being the white cute rabbit that sort of guides Alice, I went totally dark side, pun intended. And so I took like stocking, net, what do you call them? Like stocking the...
Yeah, you're not talking about Christmas stockings. You're talking about like
if you want
women's...
Yeah, if you want to go rob a bank, you put some stockings on your head.
What the fuck are those called?
I think
they're just stockings, right?
Stockings, net stockings.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
It's not the big net ones, just the normal. Yeah. Sorry, I don't use them that often.
Yeah.
So I got that, and I sort of put that cloth over the mask to disguise all of the holes in the eyes and nose and mouth just to make it smooth, and then went over with black spray paint.
On top of the stocking, then?
On top of the stocking. First I put some spray glue on top of the mask, and then the stocking onto the mask. Let that sit, and then I spray painted the mask to just make it look black. I just wanted it like no distinct shapes or anything, but it's a kind of tiny mask, so you could see a lot of my head. And then last second, I painted a heart on top of like the mouth, just to sort of tie in with Anna's character, and she was the Queen of Hearts. So I did that, and then I put the mask on, and obviously I was missing the ears, so I made the ears out of just paper. I had some, like, a little bit harder paper at home, and made them into more sword-like shapes because it's easier instead of making, like, proper ears. So they were really pointy, sharp. They looked dangerous, you know. And I just silver taped them together.
Should have made them into diamonds, like long diamonds.
Yeah,
so, you know,
maybe I should have. But yeah, and then just painted them, taped them onto the mask, and that was it. Like, super, super easy. It took the whole day to make.
Yeah.
But it was also like, it was so nice. We spent the whole day just listening to music, drinking, like sort of having our own little pre-party while creating stuff. So Anna was fixing her face all day, and I was fixing my face all day.
But I like that you synced your designs, like, in a way, still.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to sort of color coordinate ourselves as well. So she was really, like, dark and... I don't know what you call them, paljetter, like one of those fancy glittery dresses.
Glittery
sort
things,
of.
yeah, I don't know what they're called.
And then like the red lips and a little red heart on the cheek and stuff. So we just sort of matched. And then when I put the mask on with the ears, like I just let down my hair and then
that
put
worked
that
so good, though.
sort of over the edge of the mask. And it just made me look like this creepy ass fucking, I don't know what.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Plus,
Looked very sort of Donnie
like,
Darko for me.
Yeah,
meets
exactly.
Wonderland,
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like sort of a spaced out version of Frank from Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
And plus the venue was, it was really sort of damp. The light, it wasn't really bright light, so it was really dark and red lights and stuff. I just
Fucking
looked
creepy,
so creepy. And I just walked around like in character, being silent and just sort of looking at people, but nobody could see if I was looking at them or not, and not saying anything.
But did you see like well?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Because I covered the eyes when I spray painted it, so I could still see through the stockings.
Yeah.
Obviously, my field of vision was sort of limited. But still, I could see a lot better than in the Deadpool mask.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a really long story, but it was a really nice New Year's Eve. One of the best that I've had so far.
That's cool.
So that was great. Yeah. How was your New Year's, dude?
Dude, we spent it with friends. I don't have that much to say. Like we like it's not interesting for people, I guess, but we just like we usually meet like this other family, and we just like I think we had like what was it like we just had like good food and stuff. The kids were just playing. They didn't even want to hang with us, so we didn't notice that we had kids. My son didn't even play with those kids. He just played in their rooms with all their toys. They have like Star Wars toys and they have all this shit. Yeah, so he didn't give a fuck about anyone.
He was in
I was like, you want to play with the kids? Like, no. He's like, I'm going to play with... You saw the Chewbacca mask thing, right? That was the kid that lived there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like...
I love that.
So that was going to be my like 12 o'clock thing, but I wasn't going to be up till 12, so I have kids. But I was, but I didn't celebrate. You know, that's like our New Year's stuff ended at like 9. Or no, at 10. Sorry, we got home at 9. Kids fell asleep at 10.
So that was it.
My son was like, I don't want to eat. I want to sleep. He's like super tired.
Nice.
He just slept through the fireworks and everything.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't give a fuck. And then the next day, you know, like we've just been like watching old movies. Like we rewatched Home Alone again. We've watched Jurassic Park.
Nice.
We did watch something else as well. Like we've just been chilling, playing games, you know, like board games and stuff that we got for Christmas.
Cool.
And that's what we've been doing, you know, like just chilling.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and then I just watched a bunch of Naruto.
Revisiting the old Naruto.
I also saw Marvel's Runaways, the 8 episodes that are out. So
is it on Netflix or HBO?
No, it's actually the other one, the Hulu. Is that Amazon?
Yeah,
or
it is,
whatever.
I think.
Yeah. But I didn't watch it there because I don't have that. I watched it online. So yeah.
But do you recommend it?
I do recommend it. Like I think they should have gone like faster, like with the exploration, just to like, because it's like in Stranger Things, I feel that they complete an arc In
Yeah.
this one, I don't feel that they sort of like.
It's not complete in
I
that
don't
way.
feel like I want to know what happens, but I don't like. You need something more to sort of make me want to like tune in a couple of years. Whenever
Yeah.
that season's out.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with a lot of shows is that they sort of like they end on a meh, so you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like for me, I needed more out of the characters to sort of invest in. But I really like what I saw so far, though.
Do you have any idea when the next season is coming out?
No idea. I know I think they're okay for another one, but I don't know when it's released or anything. So
Okay. But yeah, no, I want to check it
But
out
I like
too.
the idea. It's pretty much like the premise. Did I say it last time? Maybe
No,
I didn't.
No.
It's pretty much these kids find out that their parents are bad guys.
Okay.
And in the comic, I think they sort of like they run away. That's
Well, I think we did mention it, but you might as well do it again.
just
because,
once more.
Yeah.
And then and these kids have some abilities. In the show, you don't get to see all of their abilities, but I'm not going to spoil them. But yeah, they have abilities, and they sort of like these are developing while things are happening as well.
That's cool.
And yeah, that's nice. But I think that they take it too slowly. Like they could have sort of like introduced more of that for me. Because when they do, I'm like, yes, please, more of this. And I don't know, they don't. But it's still like, it's good. It's an enjoyable show, worth watching. So, like, Marvel does a lot of things right, except Iron Fist, I guess. But
But you need something really bad to make everything else really good.
yeah, exactly. So I think Iron Fist was made with that in mind. So I totally recommend it, though. It's a nice cast.
How long are the episodes?
An hour-ish, like the
Okay,
50,
so the 40
45, 50 minutes thing.
Okay.
I think-
Nice. So it's a full day.
Yeah, it is. They were nice.
I like it.
But yeah, other than that, I haven't really done anything, just a lot of relaxing.
Yeah, I was so hungover yesterday. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. I
Man.
had such a cold, and today's the first day that I feel great again, so
Nice. Yeah, no, when I went to bed yesterday, we went to bed maybe 12:30 or something. It felt like I was like running a fever. My head was exploding. Like I was still hungover when it was time for bed. It was insane. But it was a
dude.
great day. We watched a lot of crap movies. We watched Moana or Vaiana, depending on where you're living.
I hate that.
We watched the new Kong, Skull Island.
I haven't seen that.
It's enjoyable. It's perfect for a hangover movie. Like you're just tired and you want to see some adventure action stuff. But watching the behind the scenes stuff made it a lot better actually. So if you have the opportunity, watch the behind the scenes stuff because it's really interesting. It's cool. I love the way they've redone the design of King Kong, and also the scenery and stuff in the movie is really really beautiful.
Yeah.
There takes place most of it takes place in Vietnam. Also love the fact that they're doing like they've done this movie so it takes place during or right sort of near the end of the Vietnam War. So it's Apocalypse Now meets King Kong.
Sweet.
And it's really cool. Like they come in with the attack choppers and then you see King Kong and oh man, it's really cool. So it's got a lot of cool
But I
sort
heard
of
good things about it though. Like if you watch it for what it is,
yeah,
like it's supposed to be really good. Like
that's exactly what you need to do because
Yeah.
it is a B movie.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
B action movie. Just entertaining.
that's what I heard. Like
Yeah.
it's very entertaining if you just go in
Exactly.
with the right mindset. Don't expect it to be a blockbuster.
No,
like-
it's nothing like the Peter Jackson King Kong
Yeah.
because that one I think is beautiful. It's really nice, and the more I watch it, the better I like it too. So, yeah, the new Kong, and then we also watched The Force Awakens because we were gonna see The Last Jedi today. So we've watched from episode 4 to The Last Jedi every day until today.
Well, what about the first?
Which
You didn't
ones?
watch which one?
What are you talking about?
But it feels like there was black before you watched 4, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No. George Lucas didn't know how to count, so
Oh, okay, so he just started at
thinks
4,
four
okay.
is one. So
Okay,
yeah,
I totally
yeah.
get it. Yeah.
No, I told Anna, I'm like, no, we're not watching those.
But Robert, the story, you need to know.
Yeah, no, she actually thought, like, when we put on episode 4 in New
Yeah.
Hope, she thought that was number 1, which it technically is, but it isn't.
For me, it
you know?
is.
It's so confusing, and I totally get her confusion.
Yeah.
But it was her idea. So, like, I didn't force her into
You
doing
just,
any
like-
of this, which is insane.
It'd be pretty funny if you never told her about the first 3. Like,
No, those are the ones that she has seen.
oh, she has
Yeah.
seen them.
So we saw New Hope,
Oh, yeah.
first one, and she'd seen that. And then we saw Empire,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, I haven't seen this. So she hadn't seen what is sort of been said the best Star Wars
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, well.
So, but yeah, no, just this whole process has made me love her even more. Like, Anna is the best woman in the world for me, so I am super happy to have her by my side and have her suggest that we go see Star Wars. So obviously I had to pay for Star Wars today because
Yeah.
it was just way too much.
And also learnings here. If you have a new relationship in the works, introduce all your favorite shit now.
Yes.
Because in like a year and a half, no one's gonna give a fuck about any of
Exactly.
your personal interests.
Yeah.
So do it early.
Yeah, now she still sort of loves me, so she has to,
Mm-hmm.
and she pretends to love all this stuff, buys me comics. and,
heroes, loving.
But on the subject, Anna is she's going to Australia, obviously.
Jaman.
Yama. And I couldn't make it, as I mentioned last time. So what we're doing is a little compromise now. And we did mention it last time, sort of, but now we actually have it booked. So the end of this month, I am going with Anna to Thailand for a little getaway vacation before she goes, continues over to Australia. I go back and hug myself in the shower every day.
Aww. Like in the flight, on your flight home, you just cry in the bathroom.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
sir, I want to take a shit. And you're like, no.
Biting my knuckles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Crying like Tobias.
Yeah, yes, exactly like that. But yeah, so that'll be nice. So I'm gonna get 10 days in Thailand, just chilling out. So, and that also, it sort of makes it worth it because I have been working like crazy for nothing now. So now I'm just gonna be working until the end of the month, then have a couple of weeks off, and then start working again, and then go towards the summer.
Yeah.
So it feels great. This year feels it's a good start, except for me actually missing my first client. Whoops. So today I had a client booked that I didn't have booked. So yeah, while I was at the movies, my boss called and dude, you have a client here.
You're
No.
I'm busy.
No, you know me. I would
Yeah,
never pick
no.
up my phone. So
That's what my wife as well, when I texted you. Well, you texted me first, and then I came out of the cinema.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, oh, Robert's here. And she was like, did he reply when I replied to your text?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, he's not going to reply for about 3 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, so that was a good start. But to be honest, Martin, if you're listening to this, I hope you're not. But if you are, really sorry, man. I didn't mean to not book you in. I don't know why. I think I probably read your email while I was sort of half sleeping. And
then just
I just
forget
sort of
about it,
forgot
yeah.
it. Yeah. So that was really unprofessional and my bad. But I don't think you would have wanted a tattoo from me this morning. So I think it was better off Johan helping you out.
Oh, he got his tattoo, though.
Yeah, he still got his
then.
tattoo.
Okay,
so I
that's
mean,
cool.
it was no harm, no foul.
Okay. That's cool, though.
My
It's worth
colleague,
waiting.
he had a cancellation, or a no-show, and then my client comes in and I'm a no-show. So perfect. It really worked itself out. I hope he's happy with his tattoo.
Awesome.
But yeah, great start of the year, man. Yeah. But yeah, still going to Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand is awesome. Totally
Nice.
recommend it.
Thank you.
And if you guys have tips for Robert,
Yeah,
he's
please.
going to Bangkok,
Yeah.
first of all, so...
We're going to Bangkok, and then we're just gonna hit some sort of island, and I don't know, find the best place to be. We're not going to jump around that much because it's such a short amount of time
a
that
couple
we're
of
there.
days. Yeah,
So,
just take one place.
We're going to be in Bangkok a bit and then just be on a perfect beach somewhere. Hopefully. In monsoon.
Yay! No, but I think that's awesome, dude. A nice sort of way to say goodbye for you guys, and then just pick it up later
Yeah.
when you get back down there.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's only going to be a couple of months apart. It's not going to be a full year or anything. So
And she'll have pretty much a lot to sort of do in the beginning.
exactly.
Anyway, so,
She's going to be distracted. I'm going to be really distracted and try to be extremely focused here, work as much as I can. Plus, I want to do. That's actually, if any of you guys have any tips for me, I want to I'd like to get some sort of sponsor or maybe a scholarship or something to help me out for my studies, because obviously I don't have a lot of money. You might think a tattoo artist makes a lot of money. That is not the case. And yeah, I think I'm going to need some sort of support. So if you guys have any good tips for like any website that has a collection of sponsors or whatever, hit me up. Or
before you go?
Yeah, before I go. Because that would be really helpful. So thank you in advance.
Yes. And more thank you to the people that rate the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, recommend the podcast.
And listen to the podcast.
And joined our contest.
Oh, yeah. By the way, listening to the podcast. I did meet a fan. I'm really sorry. I don't remember your name. But it was a nice little girl. Woman, at the pre-party before we went to the big
That's
venue.
Awesome.
We were doing like this name thing. Obviously, I forgot it. Yeah. But no, she instantly recognized me as one of the Sketchbook heroes.
Cool.
So she was a random fan at a random party that I didn't know any other
that's
person.
awesome.
So that was really cool. So thank you if you're listening, and sorry for forgetting your name. But appreciate you listening and really appreciate you like saying, hey.
Yeah, I think that's the best part. Like at the end of Comic-Con as well, when people came up and I was like, I don't know these people. And then, like, it's people that listen, joined your little drawing party.
That was great.
And stuff like that is awesome. Like,
yeah, it makes it all worth it.
Exactly. Like it's really nice to hear from you, whether it's an email, a comment, just knowing that you know us through the podcast is always fun, because I know that people follow our art and stuff like that, but when it comes to when it's the podcast sort of that they enjoy, it's another thing. Yeah,
it hits you deeper in a way, because it
feels personal.
Yeah, and we do put a lot of effort into this, so
we might not have time to do all the research that we sort of
wanted to
do on some topics, but we still put a lot of time doing the podcast. So it is really nice.
We put the time in this that we have.
Yeah, and it's for free.
Yeah,
we're just doing it because we think it's fun, and hopefully someone thinks it's fun too.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So, but still, thanks again. Like, if you're considering leaving a comment, it means the world to us, and it really does help the podcast. So, if you're leaving a comment, a rating, a subscription, whatever you're doing, it really helps us. So, woohoo!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from here to there, let's go to the thing with the thing.
To there.
To there, right?
Yes.
And we're back.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Why are we saying hello all the time?
I don't know all the time. Hello.
Hello.
I'll just cut it out in my special editing thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, today's topic.
Yes, jumping into it.
Yeah, what to draw.
Exactly. So
I don't know.
I
haven't drawn for 2 weeks.
From a blank thing to a thing.
To a thing, yeah.
Yeah. I've sort of been out of it too.
Yeah, but I took a deliberate sort of break.
Yeah, but I think you have to.
You have to.
Also, like the whole Christmas thing it does take a lot of time out. We talked about before, like this is when you have to go meet your family and all of this stuff. There's a lot of halves to do. So I think that's why, like, you feel so stressed about doing all the other stuff that you sort of you put it aside for a bit. But it also gives you time to load up on inspiration and sort of, get into the new year in a new way if you want. I don't know. It gives you a chance to reinvent yourself. That's the cool thing about being human, and it sounds really weird and deep, but we have every chance to reinvent ourselves. We could do it every day if we wanted to. You could be the person you want to be. Like, it's really cool. Because if you're an animal, you're just going on instinct and you're not really self-aware the way we are. And
we can break direction, like, mentally.
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to animals.
So if you want to become a writer one day, you just start writing.
Mm-hmm. You might be a shitty writer, but you're a writer.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to be a good writer or a good something to be the thing you want to be.
No.
Like, there are people that really want to sing and they suck. Like, nobody, like, you know, the majority of the people, like, oh, that kind of kills my ears. But
you can still become
you
famous.
can still become, There's nothing really stopping you.
What's the guy's name? Oh, I don't remember.
William Hung.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's who you thought of.
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
She bangs. He's like, no professional training. You're like, I
no
couldn't
shit,
tell.
dude.
Yeah.
And then he gets a fucking record deal or whatever.
I think
He's
he released
done,
like 2-3 CDs.
He's done like a Christmas
Yeah,
album
he did like
too,
an
I
album.
think.
He did some cover stuff,
yeah,
and music videos and shit. I'm like, sure, they did it as a spoof, but
He's still doing it.
doing it.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want, still fucking got paid for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Most likely.
Yeah. So that's reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
I like the way I am. And I mean, I'm going to try to evolve my style or whatever
But
I do.
sure, that comes with the...
But I don't have a sort of plan to explore this in this way or whatever. I always go just sort of by instinct, I guess. I do stuff and then maybe I do a happy accident and then I try to evolve that happy accident.
Yeah. I think I'm the same.
Yeah.
I don't have that many ideas in my head, sort of, in that sense.
And I don't really normally, and diving into the topic for reels now, I don't really have a fixed image in my head most of the time.
Never.
It's
like, seldom.
Yeah.
I have, like, a part of it, and then usually by the end I have none of it. Like, it's not... Like, I've done something with it that is totally different.
Yeah. Most of the time I have the idea of something, like, I want to do something with this.
Yes.
And then I start doing that, and then that evolves from whatever I just feel like. And I guess I'm mostly talking about the poster stuff that I do or my collage paintings. I don't know. It feels wrong calling them posters, but they are.
Yeah, but that's the type of, like... You're not doing them as posters for something usually, but it's more like tribute pieces, you know, like they're...
That's exactly what they are. Yeah,
they
tributes, I would say. Let's just call them tributes.
Yeah, tribute pieces.
Tributes. But yeah, okay, so let's dive into if we can do any type of process. So, like for you, how does it all start? Like, where does it start?
Like, I think what we usually say is that, like, take inspiration from anywhere. So the drive doesn't come from drawing, you know? Like, it's not like, oh, I really want to draw. It's not always that. It's just like, oh, shit, that movie made me want, like, I have this energy and I use it for drawing. But I think, like, I try to write shit down. Like, I have my phone full of, like, I think I've talked about this before. Like, I think I have one that is, like banana samurai, something that.
Yeah.
Like yellow banana samurai, blah, blah, blah. And I just write it down, even if it's like weird. Some of the things I'm just like, why did I even like put this down? But I think that sort of helps. I think I have one that is like sort of like a Hadouken with a Rubik's Cube that I wrote down. I had this like clear idea of what I wanted to do, like clear, you know, as clear as it gets. And I tried drawing it, and I couldn't nail it in the way that I wanted.
That's normally what happens.
But I still have it there. Like, it's still something I want to explore. And I just write them down. I had, like, Lady Darth Vader that I did. So instead of, you know, like, the mask, she has, like, a page cut with the sort of, like, the frontal of the face is still there. But the rest of the mask is, like, it's her hair that creates the Darth Vader shape, like that phallus shape.
Nice.
But it turned out shit, but it was fun. Like, it was a fun thing to try out and play around with, like a female Darth Vader. And I think that's how I do. Like, I write them down, or sometimes I just have, like, this one thing that I can't let go of. And and then I see something like I can see another person's like drawing, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do something with the concept
cool. Yeah.
or like a part of it. Like I have this one thing that sort of like gets to me, and then I want to take that out of context and put it into my sort of like universe. You know, like it's very different how I approach it. Usually, I just doodle.
Yeah, but when do you come up with the ideas most of the time? Do you have you noticed a pattern? Like, is it when you're on the train
Doing other shit, yeah.
or like when you're drawing something and then like an idea pops in your head?
Doing other stuff, not drawing.
Okay,
that's when I come up with ideas, like actual things I can draw. Is when I'm not able to draw. I think I have a harder time sitting with paper and like, okay, I'm gonna draw something. That's hard. That's difficult. I think starting earlier at any other sort of time. That's why I sort of say like, write it on your phone, have a notebook, whatever sort of works for you.
Yeah.
There's something nice with the notebooks now.
Yeah.
Like really writing and drawing in the same sort of...
Yeah, because that's what I do. I do a little thumbnail sketch now. Like whenever I get an idea, most of the time I get ideas for tattoos because my brain is wrapped around that world more than my tribute, so to speak. And I've noticed a pattern of me thinking more when I'm on my way to work.
Yeah.
On the train. So sort of as soon as I sit down on the train, I'm listening to my music, my brain kicks into the next gear, and I just see like combinations of maybe basic stuff is like a female face with an animal incorporated in some way, and that's like, wow, that could be cool, like the way her hair works like that could be a bird or whatever. And then I do like a quick little thumbnail sketch in my little Lego notebook. The one that I gave you as well. I mean, that's pretty much where it starts. I don't do a lot of, I don't normally pursue all of those ideas.
Neither do I. Like, there's no time.
No. So the latest one that I did was the Buddha geotrash thing.
Yeah.
Because that started out with just having the Buddha idea of doing a geotrash Buddha. And I just did the Buddha face and some sort of geotrash pattern in my little notebook.
Yeah.
And then that grew into what it became. So, yeah, I mean, and that's normally not how I work otherwise, but it's one of the processes.
But I think it's good to have many ways because, you know, like shit gets old fast. Like it doesn't sort of, like it's like training music.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this song makes me want to sort of run or lift or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
And then you listen to it for 10 workouts and then you're like, this doesn't work
I
anymore.
hate this song.
Yeah, I hate this song. This is not the song I need right
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I think we are pretty creative people, so we think about this stuff all the time without actually thinking about it, sort of unconsciously or subconsciously. It just keeps processing everything we take in that we see or hear. It builds and it goes into some sort of memory bank or whatever we have in our heads. And then once every whatever, it sort of
it sort of becomes
poops
something,
out this thing, this image in your head, and you have to do it. Or just it gives you a spark of inspiration that you need to do something with. And you just go nuts from there. So like now, I mean, I don't feel inspired now to go home and draw.
No, neither do I.
At
all.
No, I feel inspired to go home and think and like start creating in my head after watching the latest Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe tomorrow that's going to have like evolved into this crazy urge to do something. But I mean, just because I see an awesome movie doesn't mean that I have to go home and draw something. Like, it's only on a rare occasion that I get that one. Like with Mad Max, that was like inspiration overload. There was so many cool things happening, and your brain was just like,
I so wish I could draw cars then. Like, I was like, oh my God, I want to just draw cars. Like, cars. I don't even like cars in that sense.
No.
You know, like in that way that I would draw cars.
Exactly.
But that movie made me just like want to just draw cars, like awesome cars.
I mean, you went, we went and we drew cars.
And we drew cars, and they were horrible.
Yeah. And those shit.
And you never saw them.
Exactly.
Or at least mine. You never saw. Because I never posted it.
I posted mine, I think, but then I removed it.
Whoops.
Yep. But yeah, so... Okay, so that's one way of going about it. But let's say you just have the urge to draw, and you bring out like your paper and pens. I don't know if you ever have this, but I do. How do you go about choosing something to draw if you start with a blank page looking at it?
I usually just like I take something that I'm comfortable with. Like I mean like that I don't feel pressure drawing in. You know, because some people we get those like fancy sketchbooks for Christmas or whatever. That's not a great way to start. You should just fucking ruin them.
Yeah.
But if you can't, and you can't afford to sort of buy a lot of sketchbooks, and you just have that like, take something like you can buy like these super cheap sketchbooks, and just start fucking drawing, because I think the key here is to just draw. So that's what I do. I have these what are they called? The sense books.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I had 3 of them, but I only have 2 now.
Yeah.
And I've just like gone bananas on all of them. Like the big one, the A4, it's just like half of it is full.
Really?
Yeah, I've just like it's bullshit. Like if you look through it, you'll find like 2-3 things you'll like. The rest is just me exploring with Copics.
But that's awesome. That's the way it's supposed to be.
And they're terrible, like all of them, like so bad, like anatomy, things that I tried, and I'm like, ugh, that doesn't work. But it's fine, because I don't give a shit. And it's the perfect sketchbook to sort of go crazy. And if I want to explore Peter Pan, that's where I go.
Yeah.
And then if I want to sort of like, okay, I'm going to try to do something with Peter Pan from these designs, then I'll go to my other sketchbook, like still not, that's a hit and miss as well, but it's not it's not that crazy.
No.
Like it's not like every page is shit. And then there's a nugget of, you know, like nice. Like in this one, I sort of like, when I have an actual idea or like something I want to play around with, I'll do it in this one as well. But I think the sense book is just so ruthless. It's like so honest and ugly. You know, like sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'll just keep, and then you ruined it.
Yeah.
I did this like this grayscale kid with the sort of like the wolf on his head or something like that.
Yeah.
And that one is just free based with markers.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then I was like, okay, and then I'll take the black brush pen. I should not have done that. But yeah, fuck it. It's fine.
It's also really good if you learn how to photograph your process, because if you fuck it up, you still have maybe something good to show.
Yes, but that's the problem with Sweden, I think. The light. Like you don't have a lot of so sometimes, you know, I can't photograph, like I would need to sort of take a break for the rest of that night or, you know, evening.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna happen. You know, like I need to draw it. So some of the stuff that I have, like before I fuck it up, there's no good photo. I only have a good photo when I fuck up, you know, because daylight has sort of come around the bend.
Yeah. No, and that's the latest post from me. Like I did a portrait of I don't even remember her name now. Kiki, something.
Kimi Yamgi. No.
Yeah. No, it was a famous blogger, Swedish.
Kimia.
Yeah, that's it. And it was just me feeling like I needed to draw. I wanted to try out one of my new sketchbooks, which was a purpose one, but it was new, smaller scale. And just felt like drawing something.
Wait, is that small, that one? I thought it was one of the bigger ones.
Nope. So I wanted to test and see, okay, how can I do in a smaller scale, and how fast does it go, and all of this. And I made it with Pro markers instead of Copics, just to test that. Same exact thing.
I know.
There was no difference. So just so you know, Pro markers, a lot cheaper, Copics. But non-refillable, which is the bad stuff.
Killing Nature Pro.
But I did it, I mean, pretty late at night, and obviously I didn't want to, like, it didn't turn out that great, so I just photographed it and posted it because I wanted to post, show you guys that I was still alive. And so it's yellow and ugly, even if I tried to color correct it and all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it was a hit and miss. I'll admit it. But I mean, like I said, I just wanted to draw something. Yeah. So
I'm actually feeling a hard time sort of getting started now that I haven't drawn for, I think this is the start of my 3rd week.
Damn.
That I haven't drawn. Yeah. Like I've doodled, like sure I have done some like sort of like comfort zone stuff, but I haven't really drawn, you know, like done something.
Yeah.
No, and I think I'm going to just, I don't know if I'm going to draw this week.
No, but don't stress it. Like, I mean, we have talked about this many times.
The problem now is not, like, I just don't feel like it.
Exactly.
and starting just feels like
Yeah, it's a hassle more than the joy. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna let it run for a while, but I really want to start writing things, and I think writing is where sort of like some of the best stuff comes from.
No, that's the thing. Like as soon as you start writing,
Yeah.
your brain is going into visuals because that's how we are. And you're not going to help yourself. You're going to be, you're going to start writing, and then after maybe half an hour, you're going to be sitting there drawing instead, without you even thinking about that, like the switch. So, yeah.
And also, there's like, you get so much shit out of the way by writing that you don't while starting to draw. Like it's faster to just write some shit down, and then having that. Because then you don't get to that. Because usually my problem is that I start before knowing the whole thing. Like, sure, it's fun to see things grow. But if you don't have the visual library for it, it's just you're going to draw the one thing. And then you're going to like, what am I supposed to do with the rest?
Exactly.
Or how am I supposed to do this outfit? Like, you don't have the details. And I don't mean like the minuscule details, but, like something to sort of like with the character challenge.
Yeah.
Like you start drawing Peter Pan, but you don't base it off of anything. Like there is no sort of like environment, why he's doing the things or wearing the things that he has, all those things. But if you do write some shit down, you'll take away a lot of the what's and why's and like all that stuff. And then you'll just be like, okay, I need to draw what's written here.
Yeah.
And then of course you can change things along the way. Like this looks better and supports the story better visually as well. Whatever, you can do that later. Like what's written there is just like so you don't stop. And that's my problem, I think, or has always been my problem. I have this like one thing, and once I've done it, I'm out. Like I sit there.
That's our problem.
Yeah. No, well, there you go. There you go. Because I usually feel like, oh my god, oh yes, drawing for like 3 hours and then nothing. Yeah. Because I've come to the point where I'm out of, like, I've drawn everything. Like, I could even, like, highly render it. But then I'm missing, the environment or whatever, because it's supposed to have an environment. Yeah. But I've only thought about the sort of, like, the foreground with the character or, like, the middle ground with the character. Yeah. And then there's nothing. And I think that's sort of, like, writing stuff can really help you support. And then doing, like, sketches. Because I think that's what I've gotten better at. Not good, but better. Is to sort of, like, explore more. And forcing you guys to explore forces me to explore,
I've got a challenge for you, man.
I'm not drawing anymore.
No,
but I stopped. It's going to be just heroes from now.
But it's going to, let's just call it, this is no challenge. You're not going to get a prize. But for anybody that wants to do it, I did this a long time ago. And it was creating my own poster out of my head. Like, so while creating the poster, I was thinking up the whole story. Yeah. And then making a poster or a tribute for that movie or that story that was in my head. And I just, like, it was all from my head. I didn't check any references for anything. But it was such a fun process. And I just thought of it now again. And I don't know why I haven't done it more. Because it turned out pretty cool. And it was a great way to just open up your creativity and really think about the whole big picture. Yeah. And then, like, because obviously I just doodled the face first. Yeah. And then it was like, okay, so who is this character? And who's his next friend? And then you start creating that person, or who's the bad guy of this guy?
Yeah,
and then
exactly. How do I place them? Yeah,
exactly. And then, what size should this person be? And what role does it have? And then in what environment? So you add some, I added a castle, and then there was a dragon because of a castle. And
okay, that's super. Cool. That's a fun challenge, actually.
But it was fun, just evolving a story, and it was really fast.
Dude, that would be actually an awesome next challenge.
Right?
Wouldn't that be an awesome challenge? We make fake posters for movies that don't exist or cartoons, whatever.
Make your own Star Wars poster.
Yeah, but we shouldn't limit it. I think just introduce a movie you would love to see and see if you can sort of convey the story.
Star Wars. No, but your own Star Wars. That's what I mean.
You could do anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could do I would love to see this sort of because I would love to see a retro futuristic movie and not just post-apocalypse, because that's, done. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, anything.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the future, like, really future, but everything looks like it was made in the 80s, sort of like how we would see the future back then, you know, like Game Boy's interface, you know, like stuff like that.
Cool.
So everything like
Alien.
ATMs are like Game Boys.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, like shit like that. Like, that's how advanced it is. Like, you don't have like TVs nowadays.
No.
It's still like that bullshit sort of like, you know, like the Nintendo graphics of that era.
Yeah.
Sort of like you have like the 8-bit color system and
But that's
shit
the
like
thing.
that.
Like,
you
and
can do
then-
anything.
Because now you're thinking of the whole environment and the whole world. But
No, but I mean, like, how do you do that on a poster? That's what I
Exactly.
mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like,
So
how
it's
do
a
you
real-
get that futuristic sort of retro thing
Yeah.
introduced in a sort of like, it would be so cool.
Yeah. And that's
That is
obviously
an awesome challenge.
yeah.
Dude,
Heads up, heads up, people.
Okay, we're gonna make another challenge like for this year, I guess.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
to kick this year off because that would be cool. Oh, I love it. Didn't finish the previous one, but hey,
This is what we do.
yeah, we start shit. you know.
Yes.
We're
Yeah, but-
instigator. We're fire starters.
Yes. But it's also, I mean, you could do this two ways. One was the way I did it, which was creating on the fly. So you just start drawing and then you plan the movie simultaneously while you make the poster. Or you make your own poster for your own story that you're planning ahead. So you could do both ways,
Yeah.
I guess. Or you could do one as a warm up and then you make the proper one later.
Yeah,
When you have established the world and maybe you're not
Yeah.
happy the way the first one came out.
yeah.
Yeah, go nuts.
Also, something I want to start doing is sort of like when I
Masturbate.
draw. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll make that a part. Sticky pages, but
Yeah, nice.
no, but I would really like to sort of like, I've done it a little in my Purpose one, but Purpose is a terrible sketchbook, you know, like sketch, like like it's not visible. The sketches, like you
Yeah.
have to finish it.
No, you have to go
Otherwise-
in with like
yeah,
markers.
or something to sort, and even like light markers, still shit.
Exactly.
Photographed
Yeah.
poorly.
Even liners. like,
Liners, yeah, anything. Like you
it's
need
just-
to really push the darks
Yeah.
to really get
it's
it
perfect
to
for
photo.
portraits.
Yeah,
And posters.
and posters and
But yeah.
or inks, like just inking, like heavy inks,
Yeah.
not just like thin lines. But what I want to do in my sketchbooks this year is sort of like if I'm gonna draw something on, like, let's say the right hand page is where you make the drawings,
Yeah.
like, and I'm not talking about like any super finished, but I want to sort of have like steps on the side, on the left page, you
Yeah.
know, like sort of like work on the concept and then try to do something, like transfer it to something cleaner on the right side, so I don't just
That's
draw.
exactly what I do.
Yeah, I know. I've
yeah.
seen your posters, like, sort of, you have the little, but I
know.
want to do that more with everything I do. So
Awesome.
I do a little exploration.
Because then
and
you have
I-
them, compiled in the
Yes, in
spread.
one, it's like
Yeah.
visually nice. I want to have notes, you know, I want to have all that. So I
Genius.
think, yeah.
That's good.
Add this to this year's sort of halves.
That's a good thing. Yes,
'Cause
I
it's
should
fun.
also. I need to explore more of my stuff, like plan. I mean, because I normally don't. Like, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a promise from me, or a resolution to try to plan a little bit more, think more, think before. Because I'm not good at that.
No, neither am I. Like, I'm really, like, jump the gun on most things.
Like normally I do one little thumbnail and I'm like, yeah, good enough. Boom.
Yeah, and that's fine I think that's fine if you're sort of like drawing for yourself, like, I just want to draw because it's fun. But then sometimes I just want to sort of like explore the things that I'm working on, you know, because I just like, it could be so much better.
Yeah. Fuck, I
So-
just remembered I have like half storyboarded kid's book that I haven't like
Oh shit, that one
Yeah,
with
the
the
little-
what was that? The little kid, right?
with the onesie, like the animal
yeah,
onesie.
exactly.
Yeah. Fuck. And that one I did sort of the way I described the challenge.
Yeah.
Like I drew it and then I wrote the story.
Yeah.
So I did like a little thumbnail. I'm like, this would be cool. And then like, so what is happening here? And then I wrote down the story of what's happening from the image. So I went sort of backwards.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
that was
you
also-
used the images to support your story,
Exactly.
and then like,
Yeah.
and then you did actual visuals, maybe, or did you? Or is that the plan?
That's the plan.
That's the
So
plan,
right now
okay.
it's just, it's in my
so you're drawing
Leuchtturm,
your own
actually.
proof of concept, and
Yeah.
then you're, well, I think that's fine. Isn't
But
that how it works?
I did kind of draw myself into a corner
I remember
Literally.
that. Yeah. But,
So
but
right
you could always
now-
remove that stuff like that.
It's a cliffhanger now, and I can't get past this fucking thing. But yeah, I just remembered. Fuck, I'd totally forgotten about it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to continue that one. It's gonna be reworked and redesigned though, because I can't. It's been so long, I can't remember, or I can't get the flow of how I did the kid in the same way. But yeah, cool, man.
Dude, and you gave me Black Sad for Christmas, the
Yes,
third
you
one,
did.
and I did read it, and I even reread the first one.
Oh, you
like,
did?
I was gonna like, I didn't read the last chapter, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna catch up, and I just reread the whole thing. Like I read them both in one day.
Yeah, but it takes like 2 seconds to read.
No, but the first one is super thick,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of like
the third one is
stories
almost half the size of the first one.
It's one story in that one, sort of like one ongoing story, where the first one is sort of like little bits and pieces,
exactly.
you know. And the stories are a bit more intricate in that one, I think. Like the first one,
Yeah.
so good. And the last one is like sort of more of like relaxed,
Yeah.
sort of on the road, shit happens, you know.
Yeah,
But I really
it's
enjoyed it.
A
Yeah.
little bit more funny too. Like
Yeah.
humor is more
But it's
visible.
not as dark as well. Like it's
Yeah.
like the first one is more noir, whereas this one doesn't feel as sort of because it's not in his environment, you know. But I really enjoyed them, and I was like, oh man, I want to do like I want to create a world. Like I don't know if I want to draw comics because
No.
apparently I'm not the guy for it. But I really like I've said a lot lately. Like I'm really starting to love stories, and that's why I want to write more. Like I'm not maybe gonna write, you know, like great stories, but I sort of want stories to support what I'm drawing, and I'm terrible at it. And I hate the
I
fact
could so see you create like a children's book series or whatever.
that.
Like,
But I don't want to do kid stuff because
No,
I
I
hate
know.
reading them, you know, because they're
but it
terrible.
could be more tween stuff, I guess, or like a bit more ballsy, scary stuff. It doesn't have to be like full on R-rated.
Yeah, I
shit,
don't know. No, but that's not like. But gore will never be sort of. Black Sad, I think, has like a nice balance. It has sex. It has, you know, like, and they're furries pretty much. If we're gonna be honest,
Yeah, they are.
But it's like in such a great way. It's not the furries of like anime sort of like.
No.
It's more like the Disney-esque but grown up sort of. Like, you accept it. Like
Yeah.
it feels believable. He doesn't have sex there just because to have a boob there, you know,
No.
or something
No.
like that.
It's all
just like,
with a purpose.
yeah,
sort
there's a
of.
purpose. There's like a sort of like he's following sort of like a certain pattern, and I think it really he balances it well.
Did you see the spread with New Orleans, like the street?
Yeah, so good, man. It's so good.
The details in that.
But
shit.
dude, I like the first one is still like where my heart belongs.
Oh,
though.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like when he's like with the dead body on the couch and smoking, and it's just like, oh man, it's so good.
It's
like.
awesome. If you guys haven't read it, Black Sad in one word. Amazing story. Juanjo Guardino. I think.
Guardino, yeah. He
Or-
also did
or-
an awesome music video. He works in animation and shit.
Yeah,
So good.
He helped draw Tarzan.
Flavor of the week. Yeah, and he drew for Tarzan, and you can really tell in the flavor of the week music video. It's so good.
Yeah, and he's really like music is a huge part of his process. So, and that's the cool thing about this book too. Like he incorporates music, and he writes what song
he writes
it is.
what song it is if you want to find it.
And the song is sort of part of the thing. So you like, I haven't listened to the songs yet.
I did a couple of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did look them up.
Was it cool?
It's really good. Like, it's not my type of music, but it so fits the era
Yeah,
that
I was
he's
just
writing
gonna
for.
say, like,
yeah.
if it does add another dimension to
it does.
to the
I was
book.
actually gonna put a song on and then just do like, I don't know for how long I was passed out, you know, like among the buried dead. I was just gonna read like a couple of frames on my Instagram stories to sort of do that with the music or something. But I couldn't set it up. My kids were like screaming.
Of
My daughter
course.
was playing Just Dance, you know, and it was like, hey, it wouldn't have fit this sort of thing. But I'm thinking of doing like sort of like just a couple of stories, you know, like a couple of panels from the comic. Just read them out. Just like create 2-3 voices for like 2-3 characters because they're
Nice.
very short. You can only do 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then just do a little sort of narrative
Plus, you're
thing.
perfect with the voices as well.
So I'll
Yeah.
try it. Because again, with the stories and the storytelling,
Awesome.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So if you know anyone that dubs stuff, I'm in.
Awesome.
No, but doing voices is awesome, especially for shit like this. When you're feeling it, I'm like, I know exactly what this is. Like I can, like if I could just envision, like if I could just make it like you experience what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Plus the way he paints,
it's so
like you
good.
can really feel
Yeah.
stuff. Like he gets the heat. Like in New Orleans, it's sweaty,
Yeah.
it's hot,
Yeah,
moist.
all that. Yeah,
Plus,
it's so good.
You can almost smell stuff. I mean, it's all water paint, like watercolor stuff.
yeah, it's so good. And
It's-
when he does like the car explosion in the third book,
What the fuck? Yeah.
you really like you look at it and you're like, it looks so simple the way he's done it, but you feel the explosion, like you feel the whole upside down fly away sort of, you
Yeah.
know, like the car is, it's so good.
Just that, and also like in the intro when they go talk to the guy, like with the shadows from the tree.
Yeah, like
Like-
really nice. Yeah, when they're having that
Yeah,
talk.
they're outside walking through this park or whatever it is.
That's what I thought about as well. Like when I saw that, this is how
So-
a professional does
Exactly.
it. Like not cutting that away,
Yeah.
like adding it
it's
and using it.
fucking
Yeah,
perfect.
so good.
I hate him.
Same here.
Yeah.
So good.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do we have anything more on the topic today? Creating.
No. I think like if we're gonna sort of say some high points, one is like really just get something that takes away the pressure. Like don't have it be a fancy fucking sketchbook, okay?
Yeah.
Just take all that shit. Like try to get out of that mindset. Like it doesn't happen, you know. Like you just don't stop.
No.
But you can start sort of like prepping. Like usually have something that you, if you want to do like an art book
Yeah.
for yourself, do that, but have an actual sketchbook where you sort of like don't give a fuck. Like it doesn't matter if it's like a cheap like college notebook, you know, whatever the fuck it is. Just as long as you feel comfortable fucking it the fuck up, you know, like you should just ruin that shit.
Yeah.
And just try to like cram so much shit in there, because it's really nice to flip through, like even if they're bad, there's always like a little idea in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And try shit, you know, like just say that. Like one idea that I usually play around with and I fail every fucking time, but it's like I have this idea in my head that is so clear. Like I'm thinking of animal poses, like actual like a cat stretching. And then I'm trying to sort of like trying to think of how I'm gonna bend a person to do this.
the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
without looking at yoga people, you know, like I don't want that to ruin my sort of like, I want to sort of like with the knowledge that I have, try to bend people to emulate, to give you a sense of like this guy is like he's a cheetah or he, you know, like really sort of like not just put like paint on them.
Yeah.
Like I want them to just like roughly, you see that it's a human, but the pose he's doing is like sort of feline, you know, like stuff like that. But I'm failing miserably. Like I can do this sort of like gorilla man, but it's super hard to do the like the feline stuff, like that really flexible stuff. And just trying to make people, I don't know, like it's super hard. Like
But that's also a cool challenge.
Yeah.
Like, try combining different things with human poses. Yeah. But also, just loose sketches. I mean, fill your sketchbook.
yeah.
It's what it's there for.
Play around with ideas. Like if you want to draw like a guy fighting a ginormous dragon or like a, you know, whatever, just play around with it. It's like, for me, it's a massive idea that I feel sort of like, I don't know how to make it really good. But it's like, that's the shit you should be playing around with if that's what you like doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if you like that, you should check out Kong, because it is the biggest Kong they've done in an American movie, that is. Because he's, what is he, like 100 feet tall, that is about 30 meters high. And you have to like get it in your head that people are acting and they're shooting a movie with nothing there, and they're making it so perfect. Like it looks so cool in the way they've shot everything, and it's really, some of the stuff, like it's really inspired by a lot of anime and a lot of video games and stuff, but in a good way. So definitely check it out if you haven't and you just want something to watch on a lazy Sunday or whatever. Tom Hiddleston is in it. Samuel L. Jackson is in it, and it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, it's a good recommendation. But also, if you want to have inspiration for small people versus gigantic monsters, it's really cool.
Yeah, and also, I think if we're I want to recommend something I saw on Netflix, Swedish Netflix at least.
Okay.
Paprika, the anime,
yes.
is there.
I saw it. Yes.
If you haven't seen it, that's a great fucking psychological
It's
sort
so
of
good.
drama
Yeah.
anime, but not like sort of. Just watch it because it's very visually pleasing and it's insane. Like it's very sort of surreal shit happens.
If you've seen Black Swan, this movie inspired that movie.
I haven't seen Black Swan actually.
Or is it Perfect
You're
Blue?
sure Perfect Blue, I
Perfect
think.
Blue
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
one.
it's
Yeah,
Perfect
sorry,
Blue
I
is-
got them mixed up.
Yeah, but Paprika is yeah.
Similar to Perfect Blue, I think, isn't it?
No. Paprika is more colorful and psychedelic in another type of way than Perfect Blue was.
Fuck, I wonder if maybe I haven't seen Paprika actually. No,
Yeah?
I've seen it. I've seen
I
it.
think you've seen it.
I have it, so I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember the story clearly though.
No.
It was ages ago.
yeah. No, I need to see it again.
Yeah,
That's for
same
sure.
here. So
But good
I will-
recommendation.
Yes,
And they
'cause
have
I remembered
started,
it yesterday, seeing it.
They
so.
have started getting more and more anime now.
I know that when I cracked my Netflix, which I'm never gonna do again, but when I did, before they went really crazy with the bans, the U.S. Netflix has so much anime.
What?
Yes,
No.
yes. Please, Netflix, buy rights, please, and stop throwing away good movies. God damn it.
Yeah. Every time I think like, now I
yeah,
want to watch
I
that
wanna
movie.
watch that movie, it's
and I've
gone.
seen it
Yeah.
a billion times.
Same here.
Every time it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate it. But yeah, and another thing I think, just to round off this topic today, is like write stuff down. I promise you will forget. I forget 98% of everything I think of when I don't write them down.
Well, I can't remember what we've been talking about this whole time. So,
Exactly. So
yeah.
no, but it is really hard to keep like live. Like if you don't spend enough time thinking about something, you will lose it.
Yeah.
And usually that's why you don't remember dreams, I think, is because you're like, yeah, I'll remember that. That's all you think. You don't think about, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this. No, that's not how you think. You're like, I'm going to remember that. That's what you're thinking.
Exactly.
And then the only thing you remember is, I'm going to remember that. And you never do. Because you don't spend, like, you need to mull it through your head a couple of times. That's why writing shit down, it makes it an action.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not just like, okay, banana samurai katana. Oh, that was what
Banana
it was.
katana.
Banana katana.
Samurai.
Yellow samurai. Yeah.
Nice.
That was the idea that sort of like, it was a rhyme that made that idea happen. And I don't remember the context, but you don't need it.
It still works.
It still works, yeah. And
It's a haiku.
exactly. And
I don't know.
but fuck. But it's like, I promise that if you have a notebook, have like a small one. Like it doesn't even have to be a thick one. Get those really, really tiny ones, like the A6 size that is like flimsy paper and all. Just have it in your back pocket always.
Yeah.
You don't even feel it. You know, it's like, I don't know, like a piece of paper.
But
Pretty
it's
much.
always there.
But it's always there. You have like 20 pages to your disposal. You write really small, like we do.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. That'll last you for quite some time. And just write like simple ideas. Because as soon as you sort of like, I don't think sort of like writing on your phone helps as much as like actually putting pen to paper. There's something, I think they've done studies on this as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I heard it though.
No, but that's
To sort of refer you to the thing. But I think just like scratching on papers apparently works for us
Yeah, it does.
as humans. So I think best recommendation though, and I think we've touched upon this on some episode, is that do as much of the work, the pre-work, before you start drawing.
Yeah.
Because then when you actually sit down to draw, you will have something tangible. You know, like you have to draw Peter Pan that lives in, you know, in the sky, in clouds, instead of, you know, down in Neverland or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or like Neverland got exploded or blah, blah, blah. You'll have all these pieces already there for you to sort of build off.
yeah.
So
I think we talked about this with Evan also.
that might have been it. Yeah, that one might have been the episode. Yeah.
because in that one we really dive into that process like deeply, and he's really adamant about history and making stuff correct.
I think he said that he doesn't put pen to paper until he's done the research and written shit down.
He never sits down with a blank piece of paper without knowing what he's gonna do, which is, I think it's really impressive, because normally that's not how I work.
Yeah, and I think Andy at work does something really cool as well, where he sort of like, when he gathers his sort of like reference, whether it be Pinterest or whatever, he gets it all, puts it all on one flat PNG image, like all of it. Like, this is armor, this is environment, this is la la la, or whatever he's focusing on. Like, if it's a character's outfit, like they're desert warriors, then he'll just have a page of that, so that he can sort of like, okay, I want that piece because of this, I want that thing because of that.
Yeah.
And he always has that sort of like visual support.
Yeah.
Then he never stops.
Great.
And you don't stop. Like, sure, we all work differently, but I think as soon as you have to take a break to find stuff for your work, that's when you sort of break your flow. And I think we've talked about flow like 40 episodes ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
But breaking your flow is always bad. Like, it's super hard to like get into. Like, we have the problem at work where people are like, oh, we're just going to have a 5-minute meeting. And you're like, yeah, that 5-minute meeting is going to cost me like 30 hours to just get back into this.
Exactly. People don't understand this.
Yeah.
Or non-creative people don't really understand this. Yeah, I hate that too.
Yeah. So just like have it all done.
Yeah.
Like put a lot of like during your day. If you know you're going to draw whatever, Peter Pan, let's just stick with Peter.
Yeah.
Just like anything you can get. You saw a curtain that you thought would look awesome as a Peter Pan cape.
Yeah, with a good pattern on it.
Yeah, with a good
whatever.
pattern on it. Just like take a photo or save it on your phone and then put it all together. Write a couple of notes like during the day, and then when you start, it's just done. One image. Yeah, you use that. That is your sort of like your inspiration palette.
Yeah, I think that's genius.
And yeah, I think writing more. Like, if you're going to focus on one thing this year, is writing more. And I think you can write down tasks to do. Like, if your year is about learning, you know, if it's about improving as an artist, write that shit down.
Yeah,
like. Write down the stuff you're going to improve on.
Do a checklist.
Do a check. I think a list is good.
It feels really good checking off boxes.
Exactly. You know? Or do like a scrum board. Make physical notes.
Yeah.
That you can move. Like, I've done anatomy faces. I've done anatomy poses. I've done la la la. Yeah. You just move those notes. It feels like, and then you'll have like a pile of notes, which is terrible for the environment, but
still feels good.
Yeah, but it still feels good. Like these trees died for something.
Nice.
No, but just like make it measurable, or you know, like put it down, make it visually accessible to yourself. Because I think just keeping shit in your head, yeah, good fucking luck.
Exactly.
It's like having that conversation with a person you've always wanted to talk to, and you had nothing to say, and then once that person leaves, you have like a million questions. If you had written that shit down while you had it fresh and didn't have the pressure of actually meeting the person, you know, like you don't have to read them while he's there, but you'll sort of like, you've written them down, so you sort of have some of them, you know, like.
I think Family Guy actually made a little sort of skit about this, which was perfect. It's about a guy, like, I think he was together with a girl, whatever, and he ends up in a coma. And he's like, finally, God, yes, I'm finally alone with myself and my thoughts. And then he's like, fuck, yes. So where do we start? And it's like, Batman versus Predator. Oh my God, that's the best idea ever. And then like maybe a few seconds goes by and he's like thinking about something else. And he's like, wait, what was that good idea again? God damn it. Batman versus... Oh shit! What the fuck? No! And then he's in this coma and he
just does that.
So he's gonna save the ideas for when he got out of the coma and have this gigantic genius thing. Doesn't work that way.
Does not work
so
like that.
So write it down.
And life sort of like interrupts everything.
And
all
actually,
the time.
On that topic, I found it's a great way to, like, if you have troubles with nightmares. I don't know if anybody does. I really didn't, but I definitely don't anymore. Is because
he has a girlfriend.
that too. But No, whenever I used to have a nightmare, I would write down the nightmare or like the creature or whatever it was, like the monster in my nightmare, and I would make the nightmare into something awesome. Like when I woke up, I wasn't scared. I was more like, holy shit, that was awesome. Oh, that was such a cool idea. Fuck, I love that. And then I wrote it down as a story plot line or whatever. And after that, I don't have any fucking nightmares anymore.
But fuck, dude, you still have nightmares?
No, I don't.
My nightmares are more like situational, more than they are like stuff.
I had a
Or, like-
nightmare this night. It was me missing the Jedi.
No.
Yeah, twice. Because I woke up and then I dreamt again, and it was another scenario, but still me missing the fucking movie. Like, that's how much I wanted to see this fucking
Hey,
movie.
I've seen it twice,
Yeah,
so.
see? And I dreamt about it twice. So,
Yeah.
yeah. As always,
May the fork be with you.
may the fork be with us all. Let's go get some fucking food.
Yes.
Yes.